first things to do is to prepare the skin to take the adhesive tape for the facelift operation here. So what I'm doing is applying surgical spirits in all the areas that I'd like to attach the tape. Now I'm doing something slightly different in this particular video. Normally I use the Art Harding facelift tapes, but today I'm going to be using something completely different, something you can pick up probably at your local hardware store, and it's called Gorilla Tape, and it is a very strong industrial tape. Now I put on a hairnet here, or a wig cap, to protect my hair. I'm applying very thin strips of this Gorilla Tape to strategic places. As you can see, I've just attached a pair there to above the eyebrows because I want to lift the eyebrow area to give me more access for the eyes. Now I move to the side of the jaw area here to tighten that area up. Again, a little strip I've cut off here. I'm going to attach it around to the back of the wig cap here. And this is the corresponding point on the left side of my face. Now this is pretty tough old bits of tape here, so be careful not to get it onto your own hair. Now I've taken along the jawline because obviously I want to tighten that up as well. Now take your time doing this to make sure you do place them in the correct place. So this is the final piece of tape I'm putting in place here, pressing down firmly to make sure it is in the right place and it's going to hold, and this stuff really does a grip. Now what I've found is that it's got a bit of a slippy constituency here, so I need to put something on the wig cap itself to make sure that I can hold my wig in place, otherwise it's going to be slipping later. Now this is one thing I've not used a lot of or shown, which is a very good primer. It's a Power Grip primer by e.l.f. and it's really good stuff for your primer to put all your foundation onto. It's quite a tacky substance. Make sure you work it in well. It's quite cheap. You can pick it up at any of the local drugstores. The first foundation I'm going to be using is the Crossdresser TV Paint Stick shade 3W, highlighting the usual areas of underneath the eye, along the bridge of the nose and the forehead areas. This is a full coverage makeup and applies in quite easily. As with most things when you're applying foundation, you need to get a nice even coating of it here, so I'm using a beauty blender just to push it all into place. Once I'm happy with that, I'll move on to the second stage, which is by using the Crossdresser TV Paint Stick in shade 5W. This is my main colour. Please remember to take it all the way down the neck, especially if you're wearing a low-cut dress. Work it in to get it nice and even with a different beauty blender. Now in this particular look I wasn't very happy with the shadows I was still getting underneath my eyes, so I've used matte concealer here in a very light colour. I'm just adding some extra concealer along the area right underneath the eye in the V area and working it in again with the beauty blender. As with all concealers, it's quite thick makeup itself, so it does need a little bit of pushing in. I've grabbed a natural blending brush here just to take off the surface oil of the products and just to even out the texture a little bit. Now to do a little bit of sort of pre-contouring, I've used the MAC Studio Face and Body in shade N5. It's a nice liquid foundation, it goes in quite easily. And I do like the consistency of it. So I've just taken a standard synthetic foundation brush. I'll do the inside of the nose just to narrow that down a bit. Don't forget to do a little bit on the end here to give you a little bit of a lift. And work it into the corners of your eyes as well. Taking another beauty blender and I'm just pushing it in with little stippling motions. It just helps to push it into your existing foundation and blends in that a little bit easier. Very good at diffusing the light. going to be applying a standard eyeshadow, but I thought I would put on some primer first of all. I'm using number 7 primer here. Applying it all over the lid and the higher eye sections as well. I tend to use my fingers to pat it into place, make sure I've got a nice even coverage. Your fingers are very good tools to use. Now the first eyeshadow I'm using is from the MAC range, and it's the MAC eyeshadow in shade Mulch. It's a nice brown colour. I'm starting off quite gingerly at first by putting it just on the front part of the lid, and I'm going to slowly build it up in terms of intensity and depth, because I don't quite know how much I'm going to need at this stage. So here on my left eye, I'm just trying to balance them out, pushing it further and further back into the socket line. Now the next colour I'm going to use just on the outer edges here is the MAC eyeshadow in shade Carbon, which is a very dark black. Pushing it into the socket line, and I'm going around about 1/3 of the way in. Gently build it up, because this has horrible fallout tendency, so take it easy and don't overload your brush whenever you're using very dark colours, particularly this Carbon black here. Now I've taken a relatively small blending brush here, and I'm stretching out the black and the brown areas here. I'm really pushing the black into the brown and trying to stretch it and make it thinner. Now take your time on this, because you need to build it right the way out. Give a bit more intensity on the inside in the brown. Over the top of the mulch, I've added this MAC Dazzle shadow in Rayon Rays, I think it's called. It makes the eyes really pop. First of all, I took it off the applicator itself. Now I'm just applying a little bit more in with a small eyeshadow brush. Just working it in. Making sure I've got no harsh edges. Next, I thought I'd need to open the eye out a little bit more, so I'm using MAC eyeshadow in a shade called Mythology here. It kind of darkens the inside of the eyes a bit. I've taken it right to the arch where I'm going to be ending up putting my eyebrows eventually. So once I've done that, I'm pretty sure I got the shape I want in my eye, and I'm going to be using this MAC Brow Definer in shade Spike here. It's a very thin eyebrow pencil, and it's very delicate, so don't put too much pressure on it. You just snap the end, and at the cost of one of these things, it gets a bit infuriating, if I'm honest. So just take your time, and I use this to form my centre line for my eyebrows. Once I'm happy with the arch, I then will go back in with my Crayon eyeshadow wax in shade Medium. This gives me a nice tattooed look on my eyebrows. I'm just very faintly going over with an eyebrow brush here on both sides, getting a nice even arch if I can. I do favour quite thin brows for most of my looks. To give it a bit more lift, I've used MAC Nylon, or MAC shade Nylon here, just on the top edges here, or just underneath the eyebrows. It lightens them and just lifts the appearance a bit more. Also add a little bit onto the inside of your eye if you wish. And then I've taken a soft blending brush and just gently just trying to smash it all together. I do like to open my eyes right out, and what I'm using here is a liquid eyeliner black. It's from a very cheap elf range, but it's a very good product. So I've done this, accentuated this sort of teardrop area right inside my eye here. I'm quite careful with this, because I think it gives a nice shape to your eye, just inside the eye as well, and along the top of the eyelid with a liquid eyeliner. It gives that cat look appearance. I use a liquid eyeliner right inside the tear duct area here. I prefer it than using the coal pencil, which is what I'm using here, the coal black pencil here, which is in Smolder. I do the top inside area of the eye, which can sometimes make your eyes water a little bit, and the waterline. So I'm really trying to get a lot more depth into my eye. Just going back and forth, and then picking the waterline and trying to fill that in as well. It's putting this coal pencil in that really does give a lot more depth to your eye. Be patient with yourself here, because it can make your eyes water if you're not careful. Now here I'm using Amazing Shine eyelash glue. It's in black because it's a very strong glue and it makes the adhesion of the eyelashes quite simple. These are the Amazing Shine, which are natural hair lashes in shade 38, quite a full eyelash. Just apply them with a standard pair of tweezers here and just pop them into place. Long lashes like this really do make your eye pop. Now for the lips, I'm using this lip exfoliate here again from e.l.f. just to give a little bit more texture to my lips. I always outline my lips to make sure I can get the perfect shape that I want. You look like a bit of a guppy fish when you do that. You open your mouth, but it does really stretch your mouth. It makes it a little bit easier to outline the outside of your, particularly your bottom lip. You can see I'm just taking a bit of time to make sure that I can get into the corner and draw that up to a realistic sort of shape. I then go in with another eyebrow brush and just feather it all in. Get that nice sort of tattooed look. I always say that your lips are always on show, so take your time in building your lip profile here. It's worth the time. I've taken a Krolon Velvet Kiss in blush red just to fill it all in. This is a nice velvety lipstick, quite intense, quite well pigmented. It's not an over postbox red, but it does give a nice sort of warm rosy red look. And just finish it off here again, make sure I've got the right shape. And then we'll then go in with the Krolon Translucent Powder TL3, just gently, a very small amount, patting all over the face, just to make sure that everything is nice and dry and even. We'll then go in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, which is a highlighter. Always place it in the same places, which is underneath the eyes, the centre line of your nose and on your forehead. It really does make the look pop, but don't overdo it. This is my go-to highlighter. The more you keep working it, the shinier it gets. And to give it a little bit more youthful look, I've taken this number 7 Touch of Colour face palette here and just very, very gently kissing just below my cheekbone. A few circles here. This sort of pinky texture here gives you a bit more of a youthful, young glow, but it needs to be below the cheekbone. And this, ladies and gentlefolk, is the finished look. I've left all of the links in the product description below. Thank you for watching.